Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to single crochet. Now the first thing that we want to do is start with our slip knot and our chain. And if you want to know how to do this, I have a video that I will post right here in the corner for you to go take a look at. And now to do a single crochet, what you want to do is start the second chain from the hook. So you want to skip this first chain here with single crochets and go into that second chain. And again, our chains are just these V formations. So we're going to skip this first one and go into the second one. I'm going to take my hook and go into the top of that chain. And now I'm going to yarn over some yarn onto my hook and then pull that through my chain. So now we see that we have 2 loops on our hook here. So what we're going to do is yarn over some yarn on that hook again and pull that through both of those loops on our hook. So what we've just done is made our first single crochet. That's what this is right here. Now to keep going down our chain, we're going to go into the next stitch, which is this one right here. So I'm going to go into the top of that stitch. I'm going to yarn over some yarn and pull that through. So now I have those 2 loops on my hook. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through that first one and that second one. So what we're going to do is keep going down our chain to finish up this row, and then I'm going to show you how to start the next row. And now here is our last stitch here, because this knot is our slip knot. So this V is the last V in our row. So I'm going to go into that last stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through those 2. So here we have finished our first row of single crochets. So now to start the next row, all we're going to do is chain 1. So we're going to yarn over and then pull that through the loop on our hook, and that is 1 chain. So now we're going to take our project and turn it, and we're going to take our hook and go into this first stitch of the last row. Now you can see here, if I give you a top-down view, that we have all of these V formations. So that's the top of our stitches, and this is just where you go into to make your next single crochet. You go through both of those in the V. We see we have the V on our hook here. So when you're working this way, you see that there are spaces here between our stitches, and you can kind of see those holes as well in the pattern. If you go through that space, that whole space, it'll put you through both of those loops of the V from the previous stitch. So we're just going to yarn over and pull up a loop, just like we've been doing. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops. So we've got our first single crochet stitch for our second row. Then we're going to keep going. So you see this little space here, these spaces. We go into that space. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. We have 2 loops on our hook, so we're going to yarn over and pull through both of those. You just keep working like this through your project, and again, when you get to the end of the row, you chain 1 and then start your next single crochet into the last stitch of the previous row. Now one thing I do want to mention here is that we go through both of those lines in our stitch here because there are certain ways to place a single crochet or any other kind of stitch that produce different patterns and textures. So if you look at our V here, there's a loop over here, and there's also a loop over here. Since we're working this way, this loop right here is called the front loop because it's facing us, and this loop behind it is the back loop of the stitch because it's behind us. If you go into the back of the stitch, that'll create a different pattern. And if you go into the front of the stitch only, that will create a different pattern and texture. That's why we go through both of them for this beginner lesson, because that's just going to produce your traditional single crochet. When you go into the front or the back of the stitch, it will either pull the stitch back or pull it forward. But I did just want to point out that that does happen. So if you see it in your project when you're trying to create these basic single crochets, then perhaps that is what is happening, and you can check on that. And that is how you make a single crochet. If you want to know how to do double crochets, then I will show you in the next video. So go ahead and move over there, and I will catch you there. Bye!